Welcome to Dreamsmith, stories that drift. You're about to hear a peaceful, immersive tale designed to help you unwind, relax, and maybe even fall asleep. So, settle in, dim the lights, and let your mind wander as we journey into tonight's story. Stillness on Station Echo. Chapter 1. Arrival in the Quiet. Elena Reich had always been good at disappearing. Not in the cloak and dagger kind of way, but more like emotionally dissolving into the background of her own life. The solo assignment on Station Echo felt like a godsend. Just her, a hollow rotation schedule, a half-dead AI med assistant, and the stars. Peace. The station floated on the far edge of mapped space, orbiting a dwarf planet no one could pronounce and no one cared about. A relic from the days when humanity thought listening to the universe might uncover something brilliant. It was her first day. The silence didn't greet her. It engulfed her. She unpacked, calibrated her systems, and floated her way into the observation deck. There, the galaxy sprawled endlessly in every direction. No planets, no calls. Just a stream of deep data, passive scans, and microwave background. Her job? Log anomalies, report signals, stay sane. She sat in the command chair, sipped her shitty rehydrated coffee, and sighed. Let the quiet begin. Chapter 2. The patterned days passed in a gentle blur. Elena's internal clock stretched, twisted, then unraveled completely. Sleep came when it wanted. Meals were arbitrary. She'd talk to herself just to hear a voice. Then, the anomaly. It started in the 4.7 GHz band, barely perceptible at first. A flutter in the stream. She thought it was equipment noise. But then it came again, and again, every 73 hours, like a heartbeat. She ran diagnostics. Everything checked out. The signal wasn't strong, but it was intentional. Like Morse, like music. Echo, record log, possible pattern detected, starting full band scan. She stared into the void, heart pounding gently in her chest. She knew deep down this wasn't interference. This wasn't random. Something out there was knocking. Chapter 3. Ghosts of Earth. Elena dreamt of ocean sounds that night. Not real ones, memories of memories. Beach trips with her mom. The weightless feeling of being in love at 17. Those ghosts clung to her on Echo. She video called her brother back on Earth. He didn't answer. Probably busy, she muttered, lying to herself. The solitude wasn't just physical anymore. It crept under her skin. Her reflection in the polished hull looked thinner, her eyes more hollow. She pulled up old playlists. Something familiar, warm. Then she heard it again, just barely, the signal. Fainter now, but richer, like it wanted to be heard, but not fully understood. She recorded it, and almost instinctively, she whispered to the empty room, "I hear you." Chapter 4. Echo's rhythm. Weeks bled together. The station took on a heartbeat, pulsing in rhythm with the signal. Elena began measuring her days by it, syncing her sleep and meals to its arrival. She noticed patterns in herself too. Mood swings, hallucinations maybe. She saw lights move in the dark corners of the observatory, heard footsteps that couldn't be there. But she also felt peaceful. The signal wasn't frightening anymore. It was like a lullaby, a long-distance lover's hum. If she focused on it, she could almost make out tones. Language, emotion. She didn't report any of it. Not yet. Chapter 5. The breach. Then the power glitched. For 7 minutes and 16 seconds, every system in Station Echo reset. Lights went black. Air recycling paused, and the signal screamed. Not a literal sound, but the waveform flared, rippling like a cry. Elena clutched her console chair, cold sweat forming on her back. Emergency lighting returned. Systems reinitialized. Echo. Log timestamp. Event. Felt. When she replayed the signal, it was different. Not rhythmic. Not peaceful. Something was angry. Or hurt. And for the first time, Elena felt like an intruder. Chapter 6. Transmission 44. She'd logged 43 transmissions. All faint. All beautiful. But transmission 44 changed everything. It was long. 12 full minutes of uninterrupted data, modulating, almost melodic. When run through the visualizer, it looked like a helix. She stared at it for hours. Was it a message? A key? A map? Echo, back up all recordings. Encrypt. Label as priority Omega. She sat cross-legged on the deck that night, staring out the viewport. Her own reflection stared back, tired, cracked, but still human. The stars blinked, then one moved. Chapter 7. Touching the void. The moving star wasn't a glitch. A small, distant object slowly crept across the sky. No propulsion signature. No known trajectory. Just movement. Elena locked the telescope and zoomed in. It was grey. Obsidian. With geometric ridges. It didn't shimmer or reflect. It just absorbed. She didn't speak. She didn't log. She just watched. And as the object rotated, something familiar reflected back at her. The waveform from Transmission 44. Whatever it was, it knew she was watching. Chapter 8. Dreams from the dark sleep came with weight. Her dreams became vivid. She stood in endless fields of grass under alien stars, heard whispers in languages she didn't know, saw faces, some human, some not. She awoke to find new messages in her logs, ones she hadn't recorded, timestamped during sleep, her own voice speaking nonsense. The AI system refused to acknowledge them. She no longer trusted the silence. Chapter 9. Contact on day 127. The object vanished. Just blinked out. No trace. No energy trail. Elena cried. She didn't know why. Maybe it was loneliness. Maybe it was awe. Maybe the quiet had finally cracked her. But then her console lit up. Incoming message. Plain text. We listen back. The transmission ended with a pulse that made every system on the station hum like a tuning fork. Elena sat still for hours, trembling. Something had heard her and answered. Chapter 10. What listens back? Her return transport arrived on day 180. She didn't want to leave. The station had become a second skin. The silence a companion. The signal a song she could almost sing along with. She packed slowly, looked back at the console one last time. A new message blinked. Again soon. She smiled. Maybe the universe was more than stars and gravity. Maybe it had a voice. And maybe she wasn't so good at disappearing after all. Thank you for listening to Dreamsmith. If you're still awake, we hope the story brought you some peace, some wonder, or maybe just the stillness you needed. Be sure to subscribe if you'd like more stories to drift off to. Until next time, sleep well.